Hey guys, I've always kind of wanted to do a Magic the Gathering oriented YouTube channel, so this will be my very first video for that channel, and I wanted to bring you guys my Karador Ghost Chieftain, bam, commander deck. The reason why I thought this was kind of perfect is because this was also my very first EDH deck. So here is the deck. Few rules that I had when I was making Karador are no infinite combos, because this is kind of boring, and when you have the colors that run black and green, you can just use Tooth and Nail to grab Mikaeus and Triskelion and you just win, so that's no fun. So that was one of the rules. It's a pretty competitive deck, but I just didn't want to have an infinite win, or, instant win. So first, start out with the lands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plane, or, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes. 2 forests, 4 swamps. That's it for the basics. For the 3 color lands, I have Command Tower and Murmuring Bosk. Something to remember is Murmuring Bosk is technically a forest, so you can use like Wood Elves or Sky Shroud Claim to grab it. I have Croson Verge, Grasslands, Temple Garden, Windswept Heath, Wooded Bastion, Temple of Plenty, Overgrown Tomb, Verdict Catacombs, Woodland Cemetery, Isolated Chapel, Marsh Flats, Godless Shrine, Temple of Silence, the, of course, Urborg and Cabal of Coffers combo, because who doesn't want a shitload of mana? Mosswort Bridge, Bajuka Bog, Tranquil Thicket, Barren Moor, Secluded Steppe, Ancient Tomb, Phyrexian Tower, and High Market are my land sacrifice outlets. And then for my ramp, I have Solemn Simulacrum, Burnished Heart, Oracle of Moldiah, Tempt with Discovery. This card is awesome. It grabs any land, not just basic lands, and they come into play untapped. So I'm going to always grab Urborg, and then I just need one other person to take the tempting offer for me to be able to grab Cabal Coffers, and they would both come into play untapped. Realm Seekers, another card that helps me get Urborg and Cabal Coffers. Not to mention, this guy is usually pretty massive in any kind of 3 or 4 player game. Farhaven Elf, Yavimaya Granger, Secure Tribuilder. That's it for my ramp. Then I have Fauna Shaman, of course, because what's better than putting something in my graveyard and grabbing something else. Eternal Witness, just in case something goes into the graveyard that Karador can't grab back for me. This card is awesome. Rift Sweeper. When Rift Sweeper enters the battlefield, choose target face-up exiled card. Its owner shuffles it into his or her library. So let's say someone exiled a key piece for me to be able to win. I can just Rift Sweeper and grab that back. What's even more fun though is there's a lot of people running Obsidian Ghost Council, and when they choose at the end of turn to exile him, he's technically face up exiled. You can target him with Rift Sweeper and kind of ruin their day. Brawn, because we need a way for our big fatties to break across chump blocks. Another tutor in Survival of the Fittest. It's basically another fauna shaman, but better. Tooth and Nail. Grab me a couple fatties. People always seem to think, or they kind of think Tooth and Nail is always going to be a 9 cost card. A lot of times I will pay the 7 just to drop 2 fatties that are in my hand already. Birthing Pod, amazing card. Greater Good. Disciple of Bolus for some more card draw and life gain. Filth, again with Urborg, great way to get my big guys across the line. Shieldred, because what's better than Recursion? Viscera Seer, this is probably the best 1-drop in black, I would have to say. The Scry effect is of course great, you know, being able to manipulate your library, but just having a free sacklet outlet is pretty nice. Runescar Demon, tutor up your win condition. Buried Alive, fill up that graveyard. Victimize, this is probably my very favorite reanimator spell. Choosing 2 guys in your graveyard and sacking one of your guys that you're just going to play again, to have those 2 guys come out of the graveyard into play, pretty awesome. Whip of Erebos, we take a lot of damage in this with Ancient Tomb and you know, just other paying life. Whip of Erebos gets it back and can whip a fatty into play. Phyrexian Arena. These 2 are actually a tech that I've been using for a while. They give you Hexproof and Shroud. What a lot of graveyard exiling does is it actually targets a player. So, for instance, Bajuka Bog says target player exiles their graveyard. If they can't target you, they can't exile your graveyard. Most graveyard exile, or you know, graveyard hate, is always going to target a player and not so much a graveyard. These have been pretty awesome. The fact that they're creatures and I can play them over and over is a big bonus. Gotta love Sun Titan. Karmic Guide. Spirit Bonds. This is a new addition from M15. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 white. That's just a white, not 1 colorless and a white. If you do, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying under the battlefield, and then 1 colorless and a white, sacrifice the spirit. Target non-spirit creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Karmic Guide is a spirit, and Big Man Karador himself is also a spirit. So on top of giving all of your creatures basically kicker, pay 1, get a spirit, you can sacrifice either Karmic Guide or Karador to protect one of your valuable pieces. This is the only good cascade we have in Karador colors, but this guy is pretty awesome. If someone wipes the board and you cast this guy from your graveyard, you're already getting a little bit more advantage. Reliquary, or Knight of the Reliquary, another way to get Cabal Coffers and Urborg. Divinity of Pride, this guy's usually pretty big in most games, and again, we need ways to gain back life. Kasali Pride Mage, take care of those pesky enchantments, artifacts. Then I have the 3 multicolor gods. These are pretty awesome. Even Farrakha is pretty good in this deck. Being the only one to be able to manipulate graveyards is pretty nice. Hunting Grounds, probably one of my favorite cards. When you have Threshold, whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may put a creature card from your graveyard or from your hand into play. Seeing as most of our creatures are very high cost, that's going to be awesome. Some card draw with Death Reap Ritual. Jared's Orders. Usually I will grab a big creature, put it in the graveyard, and a Karmic Guide, and then just reanimate with Karmic Guide. Here's some removal. Reclamation Sage, get rid of those pesky artifacts and enchantments. Acidic Slime, same thing, plus lands. Bane of Progress, you can just wreck someone's day. Say they're playing Sidri or Shroom. More removal is always nice to have something that can get around protection from colors. Angel of Despair, Ashen Rider, and Archon of Justice. These guys are pretty awesome with the sack outlet because having instant speed exile is nothing to scoff at. Shadowborn Demon, Slum Reaper, Fleshbag Marauder. These are my wipers, my board wipes. Magister of Worth usually will end up being a board wipe. The fact that she doesn't destroy herself gives you a bit of an advantage. Overwhelming Forces, some more card draw. Same for Decree of Pain. Massacre Worm can knock a lot of people out of the game. Tesa kind of puts up a wall, makes it hard. People don't want to attack you if you have a Tesa out. Same goes for Archon of Justice and Ashen Rider. Pernicious Deed. We have quite a few lands that hit our graveyard, and then with Knight of the Reliquary, also more lands hitting the graveyard. So being able to play lands out of your graveyard can really be a benefit. Now we're to my win conditions. Jared mixed with Lord of Extinction late game. You can usually kill the entire board in one shot. Craterhoof Behemoth, Avenger of Zendikar. Infamous combo. Usually you can one-shot one person. I've never really been able to kill everyone in one turn with this combo. But Debt to the Deathless mixed with Cabal Coffers and Urborg also generates usually enough mana to, if not kill the whole board, get you far enough out of range to where you should be safe, unless someone else infinite combos you. So, as you can see, it's a fun deck. You're going to win either with these big combos, with overrunning the opponent, or just really, really annoying recursion. Some of the newer cards that I threw in here from M15 were of course Spirit Bonds, and I was really excited that they printed Reclamation Sage because having basically another Harmonic Sliver is just awesome. Other than that, I mean, I had Urborg in here before it was reprinted, but I'm kind of glad that they reprinted it because now I can pick up a foil for a lot cheaper. But that's the deck. I'll be trying to post these every week, and I'll be getting a few of my buddies to show us some of their deck tech. Hopefully I'll get a better setup than what you see here for showing everything off. But rate, comment, subscribe. What decks do you guys play? What changes would you make to this one? And have fun. See you guys later.